Welcome to I Have the Power Query. When you have an Excel problem that you need to solve quickly, this quick query. A good table for user entry doesn't always mean a good table for generating results. Sometimes you need to unpivot that data to bridge the gap. Power Query will show you what unpivoting is all about. If this is your first time to Power Query, we've got a Power Query 101 playlist ready and waiting for you. Make sure you subscribe so you can start using Excel with power. This table is a cricket team's availability for the season. We have the different specialties, batters, bowlers, all-rounders and wicket-keepers. Do we have enough players available for each game? Do I have a wicket-keeper for each game? Not the easiest to see from this table, so let's try a pivot table. Come up to Insert and Pivot Table. Straight away we have a problem. Each game has its own column, but I want to see the situation for all games. It's time to unpivot. Come to Data, from Table Range, which opens the Power Query editor, and select the first three columns. You have two options to unpivot. Right-click and the menu gives you the option to unpivot. Alternatively, come up to Transform to unpivot. I want to unpivot the columns that I haven't selected, so I'll choose Unpivot Other Columns. The opposition team names have been transposed from columns to rows. What unpivoting has done is say that all opposition columns are the same data type, namely 1, the opposition, and 2, availability. Change attribute to opposition and value to available. We only want to know the available players, so filter out no. Come up to Home, Close and Load to, Only Create Connection, and Add to the Data Model. Go to Insert and Pivot Table and Data Model. At the sidebar, put Player Type as columns and Opposition as rows. Finally, bring Available to values, and that shows us the availability for the whole season. We need 11 players for each game and at least one wicketkeeper. Let's add in some conditional formatting to help. Highlight the availability numbers in the table. Come up to Home, Conditional Formatting, highlight cell rules and Equal to. Set equal to 0 and you can clearly see the gaps in availability. Select the total players for each game. Again, come up to Conditional Formatting, Icon Sets, and I'm going to choose these shapes. Go back to Conditional Formatting, Manage Rules, Edit Rule. Change the data type to Number, then change the values to 12 and 25. Red means not enough players, yellow is in the middle, and green means plenty of players. Clearly no one wants to play against sons of pitches. And that's a quick query, Unpivoting, a key tool to slice and dice data. In the meantime, don't forget to check out the 101 series to learn more about Power Query.